okay, is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Everyone Deserves a Home, showcasing and highlighting the activities of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria as it strives towards housing development and affordable mortgaging for average Nigerians. I am your regular host, Zulayhat Bello-Gubier. Branch offices of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria were established in every state capital of the country to help contributors within the state enjoy easier access to mortgage financing through the FMBN. These state offices are putting in efforts to see that the mandates of the bank as well as the aim of the NHF scheme is fully achieved. Towing this line, the branch office of the FMBN in Ogun State in recent times has beefed up their efforts to see that the contributors in the state receive the best mortgage services. This shall be the focus on the episode of the program. Join me after this timeout for the full package of the program. Don't go away.
Are you a low or medium income earner? Are you a contributor to the National Housing Fund? Do you desire a house of your own? Then the FMBN Rent to Own offer is your choice. The FMBN Rent to Own. With zero down payment, you become a tenant in an FMBN funded home and eventually own the property through monthly or yearly rent spread over a 30-year period at only 7% interest. FMBN also operates a non-interest bearing rent-to-own mortgage for Nigerians desirous of non-interest loans. What an opportunity! Interested subscribers are to visit the nearest FMBN office located in all states of the Federation for further information and possibly schedule visits to available houses. Fill necessary documentations and you are on your way to owning a home. FMBN. Everyone deserves a home.
The episode tonight will kick off with highlights of the major happenings from the FMBN and around the housing sector. Keep watching.
The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, has handed over keys to beneficiaries of the National Housing Program in Osun State recently. At the official handing over of the houses, Fashola was represented by the State Controller of Housing, Nurin Abioye, called on Nigerians to avail themselves of the opportunity of owning a house in the 35 states and FCT where the projects are already completed. The minister reiterated the need for Nigerians to apply for the houses through the ministry's web portal, stressing that the houses will be given out through mortgage and rent-to-own products. He also said the houses can also be available for outright purchase, like 4 beneficiaries have already done in the state. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Housing, Mr. Bashir Nura Al-Ghali, was also represented at the event by Chief Town Planner Dambaba Haruna, disclosed that the philosophy of the National Housing Project is the provision of a pilot scheme that is affordable, accessible, and acceptable as contained in the National Housing Policy. Al-Ghali also disclosed that the housing project has engaged over 1,500 building contractors since 2016, as well as created 15,000 direct jobs and 55,000 indirect jobs for the Nigerian people. He added that a total of 6,000 housing units are being built by the ministry in 45 sites, out of which 2,666 have been completed in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The President, Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, Dr. Aliyu Wamaku, has called on its members across the country to do business according to best global practices. He made the call at the 13th yearly general meeting of the association held in Enugu. Wamako noted that the association has zero tolerance for shady deals and will continue to work with government and its agencies to check the menace of money laundering through the real estate business in the country. He then called on members to carry out their businesses with utmost diligence and in conformity with extant laws guiding the business. The president of the association expressed gratitude to the governor of Enugu State for his commitment in real estate development by providing housing to civil servants at a reduced and affordable rate. Representing the Enugu State Governor, Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, Secretary to the State Government, Professor Simon Otuanya, noted that the Ugwanyi-led government is committed to providing houses for civil servants upon retirement from service. He also noted that the state government has made the process of purchasing land in the state easier by removing touts from the process.
The latest couple in town.
Good day, sir.
How are you? Oh, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks?
No, we're fine, sir.
How was the moon experience?
It was quite an experience.
How about house?
We are renting at the moment, but we intend to save enough to own our own house, right?
Why not avoid all those Shylock landlords and own a house upfront? With the average income and cost of building houses today in Nigeria, mortgage is the best option. No sweat. I tell you what, that was how I got my first house, and I've never regretted it.
To make good homes, and by implication, a good society, an individual is expected to have an abode from which to take off and return at the end of each day. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home. Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
If you're just joining us, the program is Everyone Deserves a Home. In the next segment of the program, Building Blocks, we shall take a look at the Ogun State branch office of the FMBN and its efforts to help contributors in the state become homeowners and also get mortgages, amongst other activities. Keep watching.
The Ogun State branch office of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is one amongst the many offices of the bank. Since the state's return to the National Housing Fund scheme, the branch has steadily improved its activities to meet the needs of the contributors in the states.
Every month, there is a review mechanism put in place at the branch office, particularly in Ogun State, that they ensure that our strategy of reaching out to our numerous contributors is endearing.
The state, which has satisfactorily compliance rates to the scheme, has not let its guard down in mobilizing people to join the NHF.
Almost all the government's ministries, departments, and agencies are on the scheme. And all federal establishments too, they are on the scheme. So the compliance level is satisfactory.
With a satisfactory level of compliance, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has, through its various products and services, provided houses for its contributors in the states. Some of these estates are Lambide Millennium Housing Estate, Golden Heritage Estate, Just Shelter Estate, Sparklight Gateway Estates. All these estates have been fully completed with NHF beneficiaries living in them.
The bank in Ogun State has been able to make inroads to reach out to contributors to the scheme, and of course they are the one benefiting it. And as you can hear from their testimonies, the bank is doing the needful, and the loans are performing as expected, equally. And that is encouraging the bank to do more. Profiling process of the bank takes care of contributors who are conscious of ensuring that other subscribers to the scheme will eventually benefit from the contributions they are making during their service year.
Other products, like the home renovation loan, is also performing very well. In the last 6 months, the branch has received over 1,041 applications, out of which 918 applications have already been processed and approved. With the importance the Ogun State branch attaches to the informal sector in the state, a new unit to explicitly cater for the sector has been created.
We have succeeded in creating additional units, the formal sector group. Having realized that we have huge potential in the informal sector, wherein we are trying to bring on board the artisans, the market women, that we are already organizing them into groups, into cells, so that they can benefit from our various products. And in February, when I resumed this year, we've been able to bring on board from the informal sector 3 groups. We are still working on others. And from the formal sector, we've been able to bring on board another 10 from February to date. And before the end of the year, we're looking forward that we will have more people coming on board.
The branch office encourages Nigerians within the state to register and join the scheme to benefit.
As a Nigerian who is earning 3,000 naira as a basic salary in a month, you can just contribute 2.5% of that basic salary to the scheme. And if you do that for 6 months, you're already on the scheme. So it's a painless scheme that you will eventually benefit from it. And it gives you a dual opportunity. You take the loan, you equally get the refund of your contribution. So you are encouraged as a Nigerian to come on board and benefit from the arrays of products the bank is giving Nigerians.
The branch office of the FMBN is located along Quarry Road, opposite New Covenant Church by Anglican Grammar School Junction, Abeokuta, Ogun State.
time to hear from another beneficiary of the NHF scheme. In today's episode, we'll hear how engineer Tope Owolabi was able to get a 3-bedroom bungalow at Meadowville Estate in Ondo State. Let's hear his story.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? You met all the requirements, so we'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Engineer Tope Owolabi owns this beautiful 3-bedroom bungalow at Meadowville Estate, Alagbaka. The journey to home ownership began for him by chance when a friend of his told him about the estate.
I got to hear about it through a friend. Actually, I was looking for property as in land, property around here. And a friend told me about the estate. So eventually we came. I make an inquiry about the place. As at the time I came, actually, there was some development already. So they told me to come back on the following week to meet the management. Eventually I came and I met them. I showed them my interest that I'm interested in the property.
Engineer Tope was then told that the houses were on mortgage. This sat well with him. Then he put down his equity payment.
So they told me it's actually financed by the Federal Mortgage Bank and everybody can subscribe to it. That's why there's a payment plan. I asked for the payment plan, and which I think fits with what I can handle.
He got a 3-bedroom bungalow at the cost of 14 million naira only. The repayment, he says, suits him. He says the location and house type were his attraction.
As you can see, it's a good location with good terrain. Malagbaka is a prime area, is a prime choice area in Dakure. And with the structure, like the prototype you can see all around, because I moved around before I came here to subscribe to this. I went to some other places and I found out that they are not up to what, so.
Tope Owolabi lauds the government for the initiative.
Yeah, it's a laudable project and it's a laudable thing by the government anyway, because if you go to the Western world too, property, people subscribe to properties through mortgage. Because it's not easy for anybody to just cut out the money and put down to say you are paying 100%. It can only be achieved through this payment plan. And it's a good thing for the government to think in this direction. And we appreciate it.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
Our question for the week is, do I have to start my contributions anew if I change jobs?
Even when you change job, your previous contribution is intact. There is nothing that happens to it. It's in our records. What is required of you is to approach the nearest Federal Mortgage Bank branch in where you are domiciled or staying. Then there is a form that will give you where you will give information on where you are working, you understand, and where you left. Federal Mortgage Bank will use that data you provide so that it will be updated. Then your employer also will be rightly be informed. What is unique is that you have what we call the NHF participation number. That one does not change, it's maintained. So what we only do is to merge your records in the former place you are working with the present place of work. So nothing happens. Your financial records are intact as far as the bank is concerned.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
Thank you for staying with us through this edition of the program. Do join us again next week, same time on this same station for another interesting edition of the program. Do well to stop by at any FMBN branch office near you for inquiries about us, or visit our website at www.fmbn.gov.ng. You can also reach out to us through the number showing on your screen. Until we see you next week, it's bye for now.